Hi everybody, it's Shawn Marie. I have something a little different to show you today. This is the Annie's Kit Club. They have several different types of kit clubs. This one in particular is jewelry. They have all kinds of different crafts. They have scrapbooking. They have crochet. They have pretty much everything you can think of in their kit clubs, but I chose jewelry because I like to make jewelry, so I'm going to show you what we got. I've already opened it because I hate having to cut these open while I'm showing everybody what I got. And the Annie's Kit Club comes once a month. It's $19.99. It comes with everything you need to make a set of jewelry of some sort. It's not a beading subscription per se. It is a jewelry set subscription. And this particular set, this is how they come. They come in a little box with all the pieces you need to make your set. And it comes with, well, where did I put it? Oh, there it is, on the back. It comes with the instructions on how to put it together. And a nice little picture of what's in it. This particular kit came with, this is my first one, so I think this was a welcome gift package. And it came with a beading mat. Oh, and a nice pair of round nose pliers. Lovely. I can certainly use an extra pair of round nose pliers. I think any of us in the jewelry beading world appreciate an extra pair of tools at any point in time. So that's very nice. All right, I'm going to put this aside and we'll get this opened and put it together. I like the little kits that we got with these, get the little packages, because everything's right there. It's all separated for you. All the pieces are there. The top lifts off. And there you have it. All your pieces. This is a pretty little suede tassel. I really like that. I'm not a huge boho jewelry person. I know it's very, very popular right now, and this necklace is probably right up somebody's alley, and I think it's real pretty, but I'm just not real big on long tassel-y necklaces myself as far as wearing them go. But here's a look at the earrings that are going to be part of the kit, and the necklace itself. Another picture on the back of the earrings. I really love the earrings. I'm sure I'll wear those. So when you open it up, it has a list of all your, it's called Aria. This set's called Aria. It has a list of all your pieces, all your instructions. It looks like it's going to be a relatively simple one to put together. It does hang long. So let's get started on putting this together. And I'm going to assume we need a pair of cutters because we're going to be making links with these. I'm sure we're going to need our pliers. And I'm just going to use my round nose pliers because I'm used to them. And I'll save the other pair for a backup pair. So, to get started, up so we can see it, and we are going to basically make two of these sections right here using these pieces. So we're going to make 6 of the filigree links, 24 of the turquoise links, 1 with the big crystal. It's hard to see on here, I know, but that's that big crystal that's right here. And these ones are for dangles that go on the end. One over here on this end. And I honestly don't see where the other one's supposed to be, but we'll figure it out as we go, I guess. Alright, let's open these up. These are really pretty. Very, very pretty beads. And there's that pretty crystal piece. It's quite substantial. Put that in there. Then we have our earring findings. I struggle with these Ziploc bags. I swear that's probably more than anyone. So we have, it looks like I got 3 ear wires. I'll only need 2, but that's nice. And I got 2 lobster claws, which I'll only need 1, so got a few extras there, so that's pretty cool. And this looks like it's our head pins and our eye pins. In this nice bronze color. And there's our bigger links. I think these ones, one is for the necklace and the others will be for the earrings. Those are very pretty. There's a lot of texture on these little beads. I like them. I don't know if you can see it very well or not. So there's that. Our chain. It looks like it's the, what's it called, mother and son chain. The smaller, larger links that alternate. There's our suede tassel. It's really pretty. I have to say, I do like it. Okay, so I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm going to use one of my little Dollar Tree dishes to put these in. And I'm going to work on those first, so I'll pull out all my eye pins. You can tell these are a softer metal. They're all quite bent up, but that's okay. They'll straighten out quite well, I'm sure. That one has nothing on it. Not an eye or a head. I guess we can make it into a head pin, though. An eye pin. Alright. So I'm going to move this paper out of the way, just so it's not distracting. I apologize for my squeaky chair. It's time to replace it. It's got quite a squeak to it. So I'm just going to take this one pin that had no eye. And I'm just going to turn a loop all the way down until I get to this. Then I'm just going to put my curve right here, bend it back, and I have created an eye pin out of it. So it's a little trick if you ever don't have eye pins but you have head pins. Just cut the head off flush and you can turn it and make your own eye pin out of it. I've had to do that many times because I've used up all my eye pins, and that's what I had to do. Alright, so we're going to need 24 of these ones. And again, I just bend mine with my fingernail, but you do what works for you. Cut it off at 1/4 inch. Make sure it's flush with your with your around those pliers. And it wasn't the prettiest loop, was it? Let's try that again. There we go. Well, that's not so bad. It's not the best one I've ever made, but it's not so bad. All right, so we're going to do 24 of these. So I'm going to do a couple more with you, and then I'll do the rest of them off screen so you don't have to watch me do all of them. So just put it in, and you're going to, literally, there's just one bead per eye pin. Roll a loop. That makes 2, so I'll do one more, and then I will continue off screen. Looks like I'm getting a shadow here too. Let me try to adjust just a little bit. And roll that loop. And whether or not they're lined up this way or where'd it go? Lined up this way, doesn't really matter because they're all going to interlock, and it's not going to matter which way they are, so don't worry too much about doing that. Okay, so I will finish that and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got all of these together. I actually took a few minutes and did up 4 of the 6 of the metal ones we're going to need. It's going to be done the exact same way. You're just going to bend it over like this. Cut it off to about 1/4 of an inch. Oops, sorry, out of frame. Roll it back to make your loop. And one more of them. There we go with that. These are the 2 sides of your necklace. And you're going to make 2 chains with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, we did 24, so obviously it's going to be 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're going to need 3 on each side with this. Actually, I think we're going to need 2. These must be for the earring. And other than that, we're just going to simply hook them together. So we'll take 1 of the metal ones, open it up by twisting, not pulling, loop on 1 of the blue beads, close it up tight, and we're just going to work our way all the way up. Get the right side of the loop. All the way up now till we've strung on all 12 and the last metal bead. And we'll do this 2 times. So I'm interested in seeing what other things will come from the Annie's Kit Club. I'm hoping that there'll be a nice box. I mean, I see, you know, these are really nice stone beads. You can tell they're real stone. You know, there's good metal components. So far I'm pretty satisfied with what, I mean, they can't help the fact that I'm not into long necklaces. That's not their doing. That's mine, but, you know, so far I'm very satisfied with what this necklace contains. I think it's going to be an interesting club. Let's see what I get. They are not sponsoring me in any way. I just saw this in my news feed on, I think I was on Facebook actually, and it looked interesting to me, so I thought I'd give it a try and bring you guys along with me while I did. If any of you do this one, if you've had the Annie's Kit Club for a while and, you know, have anything to say about what your thoughts are on it or anything, I'd be interested in hearing. Maybe some of the kits that you've gotten and what you thought of them. I'll probably end up putting this one into my Etsy shop because I know I won't wear it, but that's okay. So that was real easy to put together. And honestly, doing up these beads off camera, I think it took me maybe 10 minutes. It really did not take long. So there's one. So we're going to do a second one. Oop. Now I decided I wanted to go the opposite way. Well, had a mind of its own. So do any of you specifically make boho jewelry? Is that something that you find interesting, and you know, if you sell it, how does it sell? So just curious if anyone has any input to put into that. I don't. I mean, my daughter-in-law does specifically ocean themed jewelry. She uses a lot of shells and sea glass. She goes sea glass because we live right on the coast here in Maine. She goes sea glass collecting, and she makes a lot of sea glass jewelry. I don't do much of that. I have done some, but I leave that to her. She enjoys that, and she makes really pretty stuff with it. So just a couple more here. This goes together really quick, I have to say. That's one thing about this kit I'm pretty impressed with, is how relatively simple it is. It's nothing. I'm curious to see if any of the kits will come in with stuff that's a little harder to put together, as far as like wire wrapping or anything like that. I really don't know, because like I said, I just saw this as an ad and thought I'd give it a try, and suppose I could always leave the tassel off and make myself a necklace with it that way. So there's the last one of these, and the metal bead. There. So there's the two of those, and that went quite fast. So, all right, the next thing we need to do is take one of the eye pins, straighten it out as much as I possibly can, and then we're going to take that big bead and just string that. Bend it over the top, cut it off just like the rest at 1/4 of an inch, and roll a loop. You can certainly see why they gave round nose pliers with this as part of, I don't know if it was part of the kit, if it was my thank you gift, I'm not really sure. This one I do believe has to both point in the same direction, so I'm just going to give them a little twist to make sure they line up. Gosh, my light seems to be disappearing on me. So there's that piece. Alright. And we're going to take one of the head pins and one of the blue beads, and again just bend it over and make a simple loop. A lot of simple loops in this. Certainly will get some practice making them doing this. I find that if you just make little short bends going down your wire until you get it almost completely turned, then I usually just take it from this point and just bring it in, and I end up with a pretty good looking loop. Usually, not always. Alright, we're going to do the same thing with one of the metal beads with an head pin. If I can get it out of the container. There we go. Look at this head pin. It definitely needs some straightening. And these are dangles. So there's the two dangles done. Alright. So instructions are pretty easy for this. Alright, we're just going to take one of the bigger jump rings, the big heavy ones. This kind of reminds me of the jump rings we just got in the last bargain bead box. Just going to twist that open. Hang this big pretty gemstone from it. And string on both of our chain pieces. Then close it back up. So we have something like this. Very pretty. And then we're going to take one of our smaller jump rings. Open that up. Put it on the other end of our crystal. And string on our little tassel. Close up that jump ring. And now we have this. This is a pretty easy project so far. Doesn't really say specifically where to go with the chain length, so I guess that's something you can play with and adjust to your own taste. I think I'm going to cut mine maybe the same length as the rest of it. So I'm going to cut right in this small one here, and this one as well. My cutters are magnetized and they hang on to everything. So I'm going to use that much. That seems, I don't know, it's just the same, about the same length as that blue section that we made. Looks good to me. And then we're just going to take a couple of, well, actually, I guess they didn't even, they just hooked them right to the opening of one of these loops here. Just opened up the loop, strung it on. I hope you can see. I know it's getting very dark here all of a sudden. I might pause for a minute and see if I can adjust my light. Okay, so I added another light. I'm not 100% sure how helpful it's going to be, but can't be any worse, I guess, right? It was getting dark in that spot. Alright, so same thing on this side. We're just going to open up our loop, thread on our chain, close that up, and now all we need to do is add some hardware and a little dangle. I don't know, on the necklace itself, they don't show the blue dangle, so well, it does say to make 2 of them, so I'm going to assume that actually they're for the earrings. Probably should have read through my instructions first, but that's okay. We'll learn as we go. So let's take a smaller jump ring, open it up, and we will add the lobster clasp to this one. Sorry about popping out. And get a good closure on there. There's our lobster. And we will put one on the opposite side with our little dangle. And the necklace portion is done. So it was a very simple to understand pattern. Would have been easier if I'd actually read the whole thing through first. But that's okay. We got to experience it together, right? So there's the necklace. It is really pretty. I do like it. All right, let me move that out of the way, and we put together the earrings to go with it. And yeah, I would assume that this was supposed to be the earring portion, where it was supposed to do 2 of them. So let's get this one done. They keep missing the hole. Alright, bend it over it. Trim it off to 1/4 of an inch. Come in with your round nose pliers and form your loop. So there's the 2 of those with a loop on them, and the 2 of these, and then 2 of the bigger rings. And that is essentially all there is to put these earrings together. And so they're just simply opening the rings and attaching. Close that up. They did give us enough jump rings that you could, if you wanted to, use a jump ring in here. It doesn't say to in the instruction, but you know, if you wanted to, you could. I'm not going to, because that'll make them even longer than they already are, and I find them to be long enough for me. And close that right back up over that loop. I'm going to hang it to the bottom so that I don't see the seam. Same thing on this one. I suppose I could have made a little larger rings with loops at the top. It would have made it fit a little bit better, but it does fit fine. It's not a big deal. It's, you know, it works. Just there you go, like that. Okay, and now all that's left is ear wires. See, they did put a good sized loop on these ear wires, so that's going to go clear that ring quite well. There's one earring. And there's the other one. So yeah, those are really cute. I kind of like this kit. I can't wait to see what some of the other ones will be, actually. I do have extra beads. I do have some extra chain. Oh, I just knocked my light over. I do have a few extra findings. My extra ear wire and lobster claw, an extra bead there, and a couple more jump rings. So it does come with plenty of stuff. The instructions are easy to understand. And there is our kit put together. I'm trying to hold my light up so you can see it a little bit better. Hopefully that helps. So yeah, that's the Annie's Kit Club. Something new I've just started doing, and this was my first one, so tell me what you think of it. Or if you've used the Annie's Kit Club and you enjoy it, or if you don't enjoy it, or if you have, you know, just kind of let me know what your thoughts are on it, and I'd appreciate that. So until next time, bye.